World about the global phenomenon of human trafficking and modern-day slavery. The Thai nationals have been lured to the U.S. under false pretenses, thinking they were going to achieve the American dream.
Instead, they were held captive and forced to live and work in horrific conditions. Our Mary Beth McDade takes a look back at one of Southern California's darkest chapters.
Hi there. Yes, the El Monte bust has gone down in the history books as sparking the beginning of the anti-trafficking movement and for bringing about significant changes in protecting workers in the garment industry.
First this morning in the news, federal agents have busted up an immigrant smuggling and slavery ring in El Monte.
It was a case that shocked the nation. One of the most horrendous cases of modern-day slavery discovered some 30 years ago inside a makeshift garment factory in the city of El Monte. Not even the neighbors next door knew about the enslaved workers.
This is terrible. So, this is a free country and they should not do that, you know. But I didn't know there was that many people in there.
When El Monte police and the feds raided the complex in August of 1995, they found 72 Thai nationals living and working in deplorable conditions, some for as long as 7 years. They had been recruited from poor villages in Thailand with promises for better lives in the U.S., but told they first needed to work off the cost of their passage to this country.
I'm one of them. Interesting to come here to looking for, you know, new adventure, new life.
However, once here, Maliwan Clinton and the others were held captive in the compound that consisted of 7 rat-infested townhomes surrounded by barbed wire. They had no contact with the outside world and were under surveillance by armed guards. If they tried to leave, their captors told them their families in Thailand would face retribution.
We have all the windows boarded up. We cannot look outside. We have a guard 24/7.
The workers, who are mostly women, were forced to sew 18 hours a day, 7 days a week for big brand names and major retailers for meager wages.
They were working basically just getting up, making garments, and going back to sleep.
Miraculously, one of the workers managed to escape and sought help.
So one of the victims escaped from the structure and was able to call for help, and that's when we initially responded.
The case went on to become a wake-up call to the world about human trafficking.
In our country hadn't really thought about, I don't think, or dealt with slavery, human trafficking, otherwise known as slavery, since the ratification of the 13th Amendment.
8 people from the same Thai family were prosecuted, and the major retailers were held accountable for their subcontractors' actions, thanks to the help of the victims.
If you have victims of these major crimes, you need to support the victims in the sense of creating at least a way for them to stay here, to cooperate with the case in order to prosecute it.
This historic case resulted in new visas for human trafficking victims, new laws against sweatshop conditions, and laws to combat human trafficking, as well as more training for agencies to respond to such crimes. Maliwan and the others were inducted into the U.S. Department of Labor's Hall of Honor in 2023 for exposing abusive labor practices. Most of them have remained in the U.S. and become U.S. citizens and have also thrived in various businesses and had families.
Oh my God, I've been in D.C. working, married, have 2 kids.
The El Monte Police Department was also recognized by the U.S. Department of Labor, and there is an exhibit about this case at the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. For now, in News Center, Mary Beth McDade will send back to you guys in the studio.